Welcome to Hit the Fans. I'm Joe.
You gonna try to be funny this time? Like a comedian? Because everybody knows you're not funny. I'm the funny one. And that's all there is to it.
I think I got some blood on me. Like I was saying, welcome to Hit the Fans. I'm Joe.
And I'm Dan.
A show brought to you by the fans for the fans, where we talk about everything there is to talk about in the sci-fi and fantasy genres. Like everything you see behind us, and then some. And today we're going to be talking about the special gem that is Transformers: Age of Extinction.
So let's do a quick run through of some of the plot points for this fantastic movie.
All right.
My favorite of all time.
The humans.
The humans. The humans, obviously. That's a.
Well, no, I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's kind of how it starts. It starts, the first, minute is obviously different, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
The humans, I mean, we get introduced to our new cast members, and I thought it did a decent job. I didn't find it overly annoying until 45 minutes later. You know?
When the plot kind of started.
Yeah, 45 minutes into a 2-hour and 45-minute movie.
I mean, they're not the. We'll talk about this later, probably, but it wasn't terrible characters. They're not the worst. There's some minor things. I didn't
mind the comic relief for once.
No, he wasn't terrible. I just didn't like the fact that they made Mark, or tried to make Marky Mark into this like quirky inventor character. He's just like,
yeah,
I made a dog that's a trash can and it doesn't work. Why is that? Why is that something that anybody wants? It's like you want us to sympathize him and like make him like have an idea that just isn't picking up. It's like not make stupid inventions and then all of a sudden be like, yep, well, I believe this guy's going somewhere.
It's definitely implied that his wife and the hot blonde's, what's her name, Tessa, I think it was, mom, either died or left them. Maybe like focus a little bit. It's like make us sympathize with him that way.
Yeah.
That like maybe she died, maybe she had cancer or was in a car accident or something.
Right.
Not, oh, my inventions suck. Well then, yeah, I mean.
I always saw all my money on useless things to make useless things.
You guys have never seen a truck like this before.
Dad, you can't keep spending money on junk.
I don't think it's a truck at all. I think we just found a transformer.
Right.
It's like whatever.
No, I mean, yeah,
they're fine.
I didn't mind the comic relief. I thought he was way better than the roommate kid from the second one. Yeah. He was just freaking atrocious and all.
Yeah, this guy was bearable.
And like the hunt for all Transformers, even though it's being spun as we're just hunting the bad ones, we're not hunting the Autobots or the good ones that helped us in the Battle of Chicago.
Yeah.
I did like the little propaganda posts, like, the billboards that says, remember Chicago, report alien activity.
Remember Chicago, because in 5 minutes you're going to see that it's completely fine.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like the wanted posters and stuff that showed like Optimus and Bumblebee and that, and it kind of answered questions of where some of these other Autobots and Decepticons are, where they are, because they're dead. Obviously, they've been hunted, and
I give the movie credit for that. It
actually
not answers, but it
once.
ties up, or changes stuff so it's not like the same thing every time. It's like, okay, there's a reason for there to be new Autobots instead of the other movies are just randomly new ones, just randomly for no reason. They're just, hey, these are cool, and then later on with Megatron,
that's a huge problem with the Transformers movies. I think is that they just Autobot and mostly Decepticon too. They don't give you a reason of why they came, how they came, or
where they went.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're just like, oh, here they are for this movie. Oh, nope, they're gone for this movie.
Yeah, this car is popular, so we're gonna make a robot out of it. The car's not popular anymore, so we're moving on to the next popular car. Make a new robot out of it
instead of like killing him or something. But they already do that too much with a lot of Decepticons, which kind of segues into Megatron actually. Being the one behind the events of this
pulling
film.
the strings like a giant robotic puppet master.
Because when they were in the movie, when they talked about how we've created our own Transformers, we don't need you anymore, I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I was about ready to be like, dude, come on. Like, these are supposed to be so much more advanced, so much more powerful than anything we could come up with, besides maybe nuking them.
But we got Transformium.
Yeah, but that's another stupid plot point. You know, and it's like, oh god, like, don't even tell me that humans created Galvatron. You know, like, his origins are supposed to be with, you know, tied to Unicron and...
But, spoiler alert, they did.
Yeah.
They made him.
Speaking of which, make a title card that says spoilers for this.
Spoiler alert.
You know, and so I
Right
did
here.
think that was cool when Brains explained that it was actually, that Megatron wasn't as dead
We
as
plugged
we
his
all
brain into our entire,
thought. Right.
you know, whatever the word is for infrastructure of
Yeah.
technology, and he took it over. Weird.
But he let us
Strange.
believe that we were the ones coming
Man.
up with the ideas. And
That's
like,
pretty cool.
We built him the new body and a new Decepticon army. I was just like, dude, yeah. It's like, okay, that's cool. Like, I still would have preferred that, like, Unicron or maybe somebody else. Like,
At least they didn't make it stupid.
exactly. They didn't make it stupid. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. And he only fights like once. He doesn't fight in battle.
He doesn't die.
He doesn't die!
Finally, a reason for him to be back in the next movie.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. There would have been 4 movies in a row where he died.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not really. He didn't die in the second
Technically,
one,
he
but-
didn't die in the second one.
No, not technically. He didn't. Stupid.
Technically, he didn't. He died morally. Not morally, mentally. He was
Yeah,
ravaged by the loss
don't
of
even-
all
don't
of
even-
the
don't
fallen, and he just broke down.
Don't even get me started on that. Transformium. I'll let you handle this one.
It's stupid. Moving on.
Pretty much. I mean, it's not even that it's stupid. It's just the name is
The
stupid.
name is stupid. It looks weird. I don't know why. It's completely different. It's like, this is what they're made of, and it looks completely different than anything you see. It's
Well,
like,
I mean,
turns
okay.
into little blocks, and it doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, that could be.
Why does it fly?
Yeah, that is a little weird. Yeah.
And then they use that for product placement.
Oh my god.
That's like the most
My
like,
Little Pony could something right here. My Little Pony.
the pill.
Beats or what was it called?
He said it was like the Beats pill.
Oh,
He's
the
like,
Beats
it's
pill.
the pill.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow.
Bud Light.
They didn't even try. That one wasn't transforming. That was just
I
a
know,
gigantic
but-
truck
but-
of Bud Light.
But you said, product placement. I was
Yeah.
just like, geez.
I just like how they just used it for product placement. A Glock! Just do it for everything. Whatever.
I'm gonna ask you this once. Where is Optimus Prime?
Moving on. What's the next plot point? I already forgot the plot of this movie.
Well, Lockdown and the CIA and Kelsey Grammer working together.
Yeah.
Well, not even really the CIA, just Kelsey Grammer's character.
Yeah, it's true. He did. He's just like, we're going on blackout, guys. Everybody else out except me. It's like, how does that happen?
Right.
How does that happen? Just like one dude just controlling everything, and the other, his little henchman. The favorite, the guy with the best line in the entire movie. My face is the warrant.
Yeah.
No, my face is my warrant.
Whatever. Either way,
What
it's like
a
the worst
stupidest
freaking line in
line.
existence.
No, not my gun is the warrant, not I'm the warrant. My face.
face is
This
the warrant.
particular area of my body is the warrant. Stupid. Whatever.
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer, anyways, back to him. He's fine. He's probably the best actor of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not just in general. I mean, out of the movie, he's probably the one that has the best acting.
And I'm happy that they made that role serious and not goofy like John Turturro.
Yeah, where he goes crazy and just starts, I need to kill him! It's like, no, he doesn't do that. It's fine. He's good. Lockdown, he's fine too. Doesn't do a whole lot. He just kind of spews trailer lines.
Yeah, right. and they actually didn't make him to be a bitch.
Yeah,
he was
he
actually
does.
pretty
Yeah,
tough.
he does. He does. It takes a while for them to take him down.
And
Takes
I was like,
but then again, that's another problem I had with it. It's just like he's about to destroy the world, and Optimus is like, "Dude, I got this."
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets his ass handed to him. It's like, why not just bring everybody? You have
Right.
5 Autobots. You have 5 fucking dinosaurs. Just bring them, kill them. It's over. It's like, who cares about your honor?
Right.
You're already being like, I need to kill everybody. Blah 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 blah. Instead of being like, we're gonna protect the humans. Try not to kill anybody. Do this. And this movie's just like, fuck it, killing everybody. And then he has honor.
but I don't blame. This is the actual movie that I can understand why Optimus is like, I will kill you all, because we as humans have essentially turned our backs on all Transformers, even the good ones that had helped us and repelled the Decepticons, and we had killed his friends and his brothers or whatever the
Yeah,
hell.
but I like to think he was smart enough to know that it was like a very specific group of people that were chasing after him. So the entire world might have been against them, but it was only really like 25 people that were actually harming them.
I mean,
and the giant sniper-faced lockdown.
Realistically, there was more. I mean, because you have to understand like the propaganda that was out there.
It was only
too.
25.
Well,
25 people.
maybe. But I mean, the propaganda that was probably set out there by the news, like in the clips that we saw, was pretty much reinforcing that all Transformers are bad. All Transformers must be reported. They're going to kill you. They're going to harm you. We need to kill them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like.
And probably one of the most important yet unimportant in the movie is the Dinobots. Which, in my opinion, is what it was all marketed around. Was like, here are the Dinobots, these amazing.
Yeah, all the marketing's like, here's this big, gigantic T-Rex with sharp teeth. He's made out of metal. He shoots fire out of his mouth. He eats Decepticons. And in the movie, it's like you see a weirdly CGI cute dinosaur. You see a dead version of Grimlock's head, and then all of a sudden they don't say anything about him. It's just all of a sudden in the movie they're just like, oh hey, there's these guys in here. Let them out. They're gonna help us now. Right. Also, there's the Dinobots that you've been waiting for. Also, there's 10 minutes left in the movie.
Yeah.
Also, they don't really do much. Also, fuck you.
Real quick before we move on.
I don't like Dinobots.
Real quick before we move on, I mean, I know you don't think that they're gonna use them again in any of the other movies. I do. I mean, they're still on Earth, and they're such a huge fan base. And what's stopping them from, easily reintroducing them and saying?
Well, they could. I'm not saying they couldn't. I have doubts that they would.
Well, we'll get to that in a little bit.
We'll move on to the whatever.
After all we have done, humans are hunting us. But I fear we are all targets now.
All right. Since we talked about the plot, I think it's only fair that we talk about the characters, the new ones compared to the old ones.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
See how they did. So, what do you think about the new characters?
Overall, I was happy with them. As far as like the lead guys, Mark Wahlberg versus Shia LaBeouf, I'll go on record and say I didn't really mind Shia LaBeouf. I didn't like his like overreactions and like the whole hamming it up and things. But I also blame that on the writers and the dialogue and the script that was given to him.
That's a problem with both Shia and Mark.
Oh, absolutely.
They're like fine when it's like just normal stuff's going on, but then like for some reason there'll be parts where they just start going crazy, and Mark Wahlberg's got his scenes where he just did the emotion in his voice is just completely the opposite of what it should be. Just like when he should be just like, we should do this. This is what we should do. Why are you leaving? And he's like, why are you leaving?
I mean, again, overall, that is to be blamed on the writers
Yeah,
and on Michael Bay for allowing that to happen.
Right.
But it's clear that they don't care. We'll get into that later. But overall, I mean, I guess if I had to pick one, I guess I would go with Mark Wahlberg, but it has nothing to do with anything, against Shia LaBeouf. It's just, I felt that Wahlberg seemed a little bit less cheesy. Yeah. I guess.
If I had to pick one, I'd go with Mark Wahlberg. I don't really care for either of them, but
like as
lesser of two evils,
like
I'd pick
as
Mark
actors,
Wahlberg.
or you don't care for them.
I don't
as
care
like
of
their
both of them for actors.
Oh, okay.
I don't care for either of them. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Shia LaBeouf outside of Transformers, but I just don't like him. So.
Have you seen him in the movie Lawless?
No.
It's a decent movie, and he can actually act.
I did want to see that movie, but I've never seen it, so I can't judge off that. If I had to pick one, Mark Wahlberg, whatever. Moving on.
Let's go into like the eye candy role.
as I'm touching my eyeball.
Nicola Peltz.
You're just what?
Nicola Peltz, who's from 4.
What's 4?
Transformers 4. The movie we're freaking talking about. Rosie Huntington, Whiteley or Whitley or Harris, maybe it is.
Fish Lips Girl.
Yeah, from 3. And then Megan Fox from...
I don't know. You just started with from 4. I just,
Yeah, I went 4, 3, 2, 1. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I just didn't pick up the pattern on the first one you said. Okay, whatever. You know what? We'll fine. Whatever.
Go ahead. What do you think about the 3 of them?
If I had to knock one out, it'd be Fish Lips Girl. I was not a fan of her.
That's so mean.
She's got a nice body, whatever. I just don't like her face, and I didn't like some of the lines she had. It just... Not saying she's ugly. Just not a fan. Sorry. I guess I'd have to pick the new girl.
Nicola Peltz?
Yes, that name. Out of the 2.
What?
Leftovers. I don't know. I don't really know. I just feel weird picking Megan Fox. Like, I feel like I'm gonna piss somebody off. Be like, oh, you like Megan Fox?
Well, then I'll be the
But
one.
no, I think I don't know. Like, if I personally had to pick, I'd go with the new girl.
Well, then I will be the one to piss somebody off because I'm gonna pick Megan Fox.
What? You gotta pick Megan Fox? Wow. What a loser.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just partial to her.
Yeah, you've been a big fan of her for a while.
Yeah, and I think everybody knows how I felt about her being recast in the 3rd one. I just think it was bullshit.
Were you angry?
Yeah, I think it was bullshit. Not saying that their characters needed to carry over into the 4th one. So I guess I would just choose Megan Fox. I think that I don't know. I guess and that's also probably because I've always had a thing for darker haired girls. So
That's the reason.
yeah. What about the? And we kind of talked about Kelsey Grammer, but his role, and there was the female government chick from the 3rd one, and then there was John Boyd for the first one. So I mean,
John Boyd's not the bad guy.
No,
John Turturro.
I wouldn't even consider him really the bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying necessarily just
the government agent.
Right, the government aspect of the film, and it's fluctuated because you've had good and bad, and Patrick Dempsey from the 3rd one. So you've always had to kind of either some positive supporting co-stars and some negative supporting co-stars.
Yeah.
And that even goes to the comic relief. How do you feel about those? Are you happy that with who they had replaced for the comic relief?
Yeah, he's better because he's. I can stand him.
Offered to take her and chaperone.
Nobody wants to go to the dance with their dad. It's weird.
It's not the issue.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't make you want to
Gouge my eyeballs or earballs out. Yes, earballs. Yeah, I can stand him way better than the guy from the 2nd one.
Yeah, he was just unbearably bad.
He hurt my ears and makes me feel stupid. We already talked about that in that other episode.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's much better. I mean, I guess if I had to just, overall just say, yeah, this movie's not very good. But the actors, for, replacements or, the new kind of same character, the changing of it, it's just a different person in general, but it's the same kind of niche. This is probably the best one. I'm fine with all the people in the movie. And then, they've added, new characters in each of the 1 through 3s, and I don't like those, but these ones I'm fine with. They're fine. They have their weird Michael Bay moments, whatever, but overall they're fine. They're good. I have no problems with them.
The Rock was offered the role. Would you have preferred to see him instead of Mark Wahlberg?
Nope.
How come?
Because I don't like The Rock either.
Really? Well, this will be the last show we do.
I knew that was going to come.
Overall, so you're more happy with the new cast than the old cast, or do you just think it was time?
I'm content with it.
Okay. Do you think it was time to replace it, or do you think they could have gotten 1 or 2 more movies with the original cast?
I don't think I could have handled the original cast anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really mind the change of whatever. It's a new story. line, I guess. Which
Yeah.
is cool. Yeah.
So you felt that they worked the new cast. I agree. I was happy with them, and I was also a little shocked that they killed the comic relief.
Yeah, they straight up killed him.
Yeah, not even like, oh, there's a chance he's gonna come back. Nope.
No, he was cooking. They showed him.
And they kept showing.
They showed him close up, and he was cooking.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, it was
Yeah.
weird. I was like, oh, jeez.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of.
They had the
violent.
sound just in the. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, wow. Yeah, that was really. That's like the first like. He's not really major, but it's like the first like good character that they just straight up killed.
Mm-hmm.
Like not really like Jazz. They killed Autobots.
Well,
but
we all know why Jazz was killed.
Why?
So.
No, but yeah, they straight up kill him, and it's just so weird because you're like, there's no human character that just dies that I can remember. I mean, like the good guys,
Right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, Patrick Dempsey dies, I think, probably. But there's no, like, good human character that dies. And I was just like, I was kind of, like, jarred. I was like, oh. Whoa. I was, like, kind of in shock.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's not even, like, a nice way to die. Like, he didn't just get shot or anything. No, he was just fucking covered in metal and starts cooking.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He was screaming in there. You just couldn't hear him.
That's disturbing. I don't want that thought. So let's talk about the Autobots really quick.
Okay.
The new ones, because I want to get off that cooking human man.
All right. Go.
Ugh. New ones, they just appear too. It's weird. They just show up. They're like, Autobots assemble. Good thing we're all in Texas. We're just having a shindig. Here we are. Yeah, they're okay. Again, they're all, besides Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, they're underused. Like the Ken Watanabe guy, whatever. What was his name? Drift. Mm-hmm. They don't use him at all. He fights once.
He was so cool too.
I'm it. My favorite line with him too. I think it's like brainwashing or something, you know. He's like, no, that is Optimus Prime. Yeah, I just spit it.
Yeah, spit
but
hard.
he's so garbled at that one line. It was so funny. Or like John Goodman's character, Hound. He had a good line, you know. I'm a fat ballerina, and he's like swinging around shooting people.
What about Stanley Tucci? Which
Yeah,
is my favorite line.
Yeah, your favorite line.
He's like, "How do you say get the fuck out of the way in Chinese?"
Yeah, I didn't even like catch it at first. I'm just like, wow, this is rated PG-13, and he said fuck.
Yeah.
Then you
you're
catch it.
allowed one fuck.
Yeah, you're
for
allowed like us
PG-13.
one fuck, but I just didn't even. You're so desensitized from it. You're just like, that was a line. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good lines in there. I mean, nothing really like laugh out loud, but whatever. They're okay. But yeah, the Autobots again, not really used.
Again, yeah, absolutely. They were not used well, but I loved them.
Yeah, they're cool.
I loved
Yeah, they're
Drift.
pretty cool.
Oh my god, I thought he was so cool. And was it Crosshair? You said
Crosshairs. like
if
that.
that's even his name, the green one.
The green guy.
Super cool.
Yeah, he's
Loved
cool.
him.
Mhm.
And obviously Hound, John Goodman. I was just like,
I wonder if they made him fat because John Goodman's fat.
I want to know if they're gonna have Roseanne be one. She's like a monster truck or something, you know.
This summer, starring Roseanne, Transformers 5,
And
it's
in 6 comes DJ, followed by Becky, and then Darlene, and then DJ,
Oh no!
and
There's
Aunt
like-
Jackie.
There are like 3 cars that just combine into one big one. Like it's got 3 heads. Oh, the sequels are gonna be weird.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're involved with here.
Being serious, what would you want to see in the future for these franchises? Because 5 and 6 have been confirmed.
Yeah. The thing I want the most, which definitely not gonna happen, but I just want to see Michael Bay and the writers. Bye-bye. Just flick them out of the way and get somebody else.
And I'm glad you said that because it's not just Michael Bay that is responsible. The writers that made the script in all bad movies, they need to be held responsible too. They need to be told, hey, listen, this isn't the direction we want to go. It's the studio executives, it's the director, and it's the writers. Like, hey, they need to be said, listen, man, like this isn't working. You know, these movies are stupid, and eventually they're gonna fall off. You know what I mean? Because I don't think these movies with the overacting and the horrible scripts are gonna hold up in 20 years or something like that.
They're already kind of fading. You know, people don't remember them. People don't really care about them.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that happens. You're just like, oh, it's the summer thing, a Transformers movie. Let's pay money and then we'll forget.
What was that quote that Michael Bay said that you were telling me about? Something like, "Let the haters."
Oh yeah,
hate.
I'm gonna paraphrase this because I don't remember it. But basically, he said, "Let the haters hate because they're still gonna end up seeing the movie. You know, they're gonna pay to see it so they can hate on it. So it's like whatever, let them do it. I don't care. I'm still getting their money."
And that just fucking pisses me off when they do that shit. And I'm gonna do like a really quick middle finger fuck minute here because I think
Middle finger fuck
yeah,
minute.
no, because it's fucking bullshit. Because they don't care exactly why he said that. They're getting our money no matter what, and it's the absolute truth. Because in the marketing for this movie, I was like, oh man, it's gonna be different. Was it? Nope. It was fucking just as bad, if not worse, in some parts of the other movies. And if there's any company out there, if there's any two companies I can think of right off the bat that can actually take established properties and new ones and treat them seriously and make them into box office gold, Legendary Pictures and their former partnership with Warner Brothers and Marvel. Both of them, all three of them, are, in my opinion, are doing things the right way. Because they're taking serious things. I mean, obviously they can make their comedies or whatever, but they're taking fucking serious things and they're saying, you know what? People care about this. We're fans of this stuff. We want to take it seriously. We want to care about our actors. We want to care about our directors and our screenwriters.
Right.
We're going to take a chance on these movies that people are saying box office poison. Forbes came out with an article before Godzilla came out and said that anything and everything Godzilla touches is poison. That the last Godzilla movie bombed. That was Godzilla Final Wars. Godzilla Final Wars was released in one state and one theater, California and the Chinese theater in California, for 1 or 2 days, if that. When Godzilla was given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Well, yeah, that's not a huge market. You had to actually travel there. Sorry, I couldn't go. I couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? I don't have $1 million sitting in the bank. I can't just get up and go to California whenever I want.
It costs $1 million.
Right. And it doesn't cost $1 million. Fuck you. And when Forbes came out with that article, it kind of dampened a lot of people's spirits. They're like, man, we're all looking forward to this movie. And you know what? $500 million later, Godzilla proved them wrong.
Godzilla stepped on Forbes.
Hell yes. And now and going to Marvel, they're the most genius people out there, in my opinion. They took their time. They said, you know what? And they took a huge gamble on doing these movies. And they said, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years before the first Iron Man came out, they said, you know what? We want to do the Avengers, but we're going to do it right. We're not just going to throw these movies together because we know people are going to go see them, because people are going to stop seeing them eventually. And I think that's what's going to start to happen with these movies. They said, you know what? Our end goal is Avengers. We're going to do Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Incredible Hulk. And we're going to, Iron Man 2, and obviously. We're going to tie it all together. And they paved their way. They said, here's point A, we're getting to point B. And they took their time. They took their time on everything, and they didn't rush it, and they let it slow burn. And it fucking worked. $227 million opening for the Avengers. Huge. It's huge.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it.
And I feel like that if these movies, to quote Gareth Edwards when he was talking about Godzilla, he goes, I don't want to blow my load in the first 10 minutes, because then what can you do after that? Nothing. You're spent. And that's right. And that's what Marvel did. They didn't blow their load in the first 10 minutes. They took their time. These movies, if they're done right, can turn into something huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that just that kind of pisses me off, because I really feel like the Transformers could be something like that.
But to them, and it's very clearly this is the reason, is all money. They don't care about appeasing fans. Michael Bay wants to do things his way because that's how Michael Bay is. Whatever. They just want to make money, so they're just going to spew them out. And it's yeah, okay, obviously they're not making one a year. They're kind of taking their time, but it's just it's you're kind of trying. That's the thing. It's you're kind of trying. It's why not just try a little bit more? Just make people happy. Then you wouldn't be the guy that everybody hates. But I think he just likes that. Maybe he's just one of those masochists.
And I want to call him a no talent hack, but the sad part is that he does have talent. You know what I mean? He does have an eye for like an action movie, but I just don't think he is right man for the job when it comes to helming a picture. I don't think he should be a director. I think his work would be better being like a producer or maybe like a consultant on movies.
Yeah.
Saying like, hey, like this is a really cool way to shoot an action sequence, not. Or either have like somebody else take care of like
Have
the
like
human.
co-directors, right? He
Yeah.
directs all the action stuff. Somebody else directs the human aspect or the in between parts. Because it's like, that's not powerful, and the action scenes in this movie weren't even that great. They were just kind of just like, okay, getting through it, whatever.
Getting off Bay and the writers.
Oh my.
Another thing I would like to see in the sequel is the Dinobots used more. I know you don't think they will be, but I would like them to have a bigger part in some upcoming films. And have them be like a separate unit away from the Autobots.
Yeah, they are cool. I just don't see them coming back, just because of things Michael Bay has said. I would like to see them. I'm not saying I don't want to see them. I just don't believe they will be coming back. If they do, I'd be surprised. I'd be happy. But
I would be surprised just because, one of the things I read that like the reason why like they rebooted the cast and stuff like that, and even brought in the Dinobots was to counteract the franchise fatigue, which was people were starting to get a little tired of the Transformers movies, and rightfully so for all the reasons that we just talked about.
yeah,
And as a way for them to counteract that, they were like, well, I think it's maybe time that we brought in these guys that people have been clamoring about since the beginning.
Yeah.
So they brought in the Dinobots. I mean, essentially, it wouldn't have mattered who they brought in for the cast, because the selling point for these movies, just like Godzilla, it's the Transformers, it's Godzilla, it's those things that are bringing the people in.
yeah.
Where in the superhero movies, you kind of have to have a little bit better of a cast than granted than Godzilla had such a great cast, but the reason why most people went to go see it was for Godzilla himself.
definitely.
And the same thing with these movies. The reason why people go to see it is for the Transformers. And the eye candy or the cast or whatever, that should be bonus. That should be extra.
Right. But I don't know. You were talking about like the fatigue stuff, and it just seems like a weird thing to do. To be unfatigued would be to bring in a 2.5 fucking hour Transformers movie, because good God, it is way too long. That's probably one of the biggest reasons it's like. Otherwise, it'd be okay. Like I'd be able to deal with it, but it's so fucking long.
The unneeded car chases.
Unneeded everything. There's just
a lot of unneeded dialogue.
Yeah, there's just so much in it that you don't need, and it's just like, oh God. And you're just sitting there
At
like
least
checking
they
your.
cut the Bumblebee dancing part.
Beat, music. Look at the house! Woo!
Right, I guess that saved him 10 seconds. Woo! But I don't get it. Why? Why is it 2.5 hours long? Why is that? They're like, we're redoing it, we're bringing it back, but it's newer and better. Also, there's Dinobots in it, but you're gonna have to wait 2 hours and 10 minutes before they show up.
Right.
It's just like, ugh.
And with the ending of it, with Optimus saying, I'm bringing the fight to you, or I'm, whatever. Hopefully, maybe they'll actually take it to a different planet, whether it be Cybertron or.
Then they have just people with like motion cap faces playing other aliens that just happen to speak English.
Hey now.
Oh my God! It's a big giant robot.
Right. Well, I mean, how cool would that be?
They
though,
go to Naboo
see...
and there's Jar Jar Binks.
Hey now. I mean that would be really cool though to see Cybertron or some other planets with Transformers and maybe not have it all focused on Earth, because I think maybe they're kind of running out of reasons to have it on Earth.
Yeah, they just coming up with new random things.
Yeah. Other than the fact that Galvatron
the
is still on
Allspark.
Earth. Yeah.
Well, the Cube and the Allspark are the same thing. The Matrix, the
Soul Harvester or the Star Harvester.
Star Harvester, the Seed.
Yeah. Hey, now.
What was in the third one?
The
The pillars.
Yeah.
Just all these little things that you're just like, these are the reasons we're still here.
Yeah.
It's like, just get off the planet.
Yeah.
Do something else.
Yeah.
I don't really get anything else.
I get that. I'm smelling what you're secreting. Is that spinach?
How many more of my kind must be sacrificed?
You gotta have faith, Brian. Maybe not in who we are, and who we can be.
All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for us today. We appreciate you guys watching. Please continue to like and subscribe to us. If you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dankfist, and subscribe to us on YouTube, YouTube search Dankfist. You'll be eligible for all of our future prizes and shit that we do. As always, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, guys.
And we'll see you next time on the next episode.